Stay to the end and witness another seriously unhinged email from Kris the Stalker. This episode contains several explicit words and ideas. Discretion advised.
Welcome back to Stalking in Circles. Here we are at episode 9. I'm Tiki King, drummer for the Wicked Tinkers.
I'm Mary's Tiki King, and I do merchandise and I do booking and other things for the Wicked Tinkers.
He's our manager. Depending on who you ask.
41-year-old Margaret Ray arrested 7 times for trespassing on David Letterman's property.
John Hinckley Jr., and he changed the course of U.S. history in 1981 when he shot and wounded the president and 3 other people outside a Washington, D.C. hotel.
So in our last episode, we went over, well, it technically spanned 3 days, but it was primarily all took place on one day of sort of the back and forth. And one thing that we were thinking about is that when this all started, back when the emails that we're reading to you, we really didn't know a whole lot about Erotomania.
There are really peer-reviewed documentations or studies about this thing. There are a few, but it's not enough to really fully understand even what's going on here.
Right, it's not like, schizophrenia or something where there's been massive studies and there's, medications and there's treatments and different things. This is one that we were kind of in the dark when we first started. The reason I mention it is because one of the things that we talk about is not engaging with your stalker. But as you can see, we were engaging because we didn't know that wasn't the right course at the time. We thought we could talk her out. We basically thought we can talk her out of it. We can get her to understand, and once she understands, we'll be done with it.
However, when we stop talking to her at some point, it doesn't matter. She's continued on and on and on with very little interaction from any of us.
That's the thing, is I would say the story's gotten even more one-sided, but at the same time more complicated, which is what makes it fascinating.
Yeah.
So here we go, getting right back into it.
November 17th, from Kris to me.
Maggie, I am now scared of Aaron. He is so nice to me in the public eye, but just recently sent a picture that I told you that I found up from left to right. There is Warren Casey, Aaron, me, CJ, and Keith. I am between Aaron and CJ. I sent a picture of all of us to Aaron, and what really bothers me is I am in between Aaron and CJ, the 2 men who now act very poorly towards me. I also see the ranch CD still sold out, but when I click on the picture and it still states temporarily sold out. There are things here that don't add up at all. I am not judging you or placing any blame or judging you, but I feel Aaron is not being truthfully honest with me. I can't believe he would treat me this way in such a hurtful way, and he knows I am a fan of the Wicked Tinkers. I'm between Aaron and CJ in the photograph, but in real life I feel as if I am between Aaron and CJ, and they are knifing a fan, and that is me in the back verbally attacking me. Aaron did not tell you I sent him a copy of that photograph, did he? I am only trying to be a nice, caring, appreciative fan of the Wicked Tinkers, especially to Aaron. I want to know what the hell is Aaron up to, because I am so confused and very angry with Aaron. Aaron is nothing but a liar, and I'm a stupid to fall in love with him at Kelso, Washington. He invited me to go to McMinnville, Oregon on October 1st. Aaron made me feel so wanted and cared for. I busted my ass to be there.
So here she says, Aaron invited me to go to McMinnville.
We invited everybody who was at that show to come to McMinnville.
Yeah. Hey, come on out to McMinnville.
Yeah, that's a common thing. Hey, we're playing, our next show is in McMinnville, Oregon. Who's coming out? Hey, why don't you all come out?
But now she believes that from the stage, when Aaron said, hey, come out to McMinnville, that he was specifically speaking to her.
Aaron made it possible for me to dance in front of an audience, and as I look back at that now, that was so very special to me. Aaron made that possible for me. And I remember CJ was right next to me playing the drum, and I felt as though I belonged with the Wicked Tinkers. I actually thought of Aaron maybe possibly be my soulmate, my husband, my lifelong partner. I would have traveled with Wicked Tinkers and danced in front of the audience, a tea each place they went. I'm unhappy in my marriage, and I felt happy with the Wicked Tinkers, especially with Aaron. He is so attractive looking, and I did, but not now, think Aaron was a nice human being. There are too many unanswered questions. I do not blame you for anything. I blame myself for thinking Aaron and CJ are caring men. I need to get to bed. Take care, Kris.
So they're bringing up the dancing, that we made it possible for her to dance in front of an audience, she says. I mean, yeah, we were playing and
there was an audience.
But as far as making it possible for her to dance in front of an audience is a bit of a stretch. But once again, it goes towards that.
A bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
It is a complete stretch.
But it goes towards that everything is directly about her. And that we invited her specifically to come there, that we made it possible for her to dance in front of an audience. Again, there's this sort of assumed interaction that never happened. That she can't trust him.
He's being nice to her.
Oh, that's
in the public eye.
Yeah, that was.
But behind the scenes, he's just a horrible, mean person. When behind the scenes, there has been zero interaction.
Yeah.
So for some reason, something in that email must have really pissed me off. I'm not exactly sure why, but I respond to her the same day, November 17th, in a very long email from me to Kris, which I'm going to attempt to read. Kris, the website page was changed when I said it was. Tiki definitely changed it. You probably need to clear your cache on the computer or look at the page using a different browser. We also removed last year's calendar and will soon be adding dates as contracts are signed for each show. Aaron did not tell me the contents of the most recent mail or email. It was not relevant to me. The only thing I needed to know was whether you were contacting him, and he said he had received several emails and US mail. But he did tell me the exact content of many other emails you have sent. I have a few questions for you about what you're saying here. You said in the previous email, Aaron had turned me and others against you. Has Aaron ever responded to any of your emails or letters? If so, could you send me the proof of that? He didn't turn me against you. If I was against you, I wouldn't be writing this. If you want me to completely understand where you are coming from, I need to know what you said to Aaron in person and what he said back to you exactly. So I'm just trying to get her to tell me what it is she actually believes happened, because we still don't quite know what she thinks the story here is. There's little bits of it, and we don't know if that's all there is or if she thinks something else happened. Aaron is very serious about his marriage. He doesn't have any interest in other women. I have told you before, Aaron is very nice and has a magnetic personality, but he wasn't interested in you. I witnessed Aaron's behavior in McMinnville, and he was trying to be nice, but said almost nothing to you. Then after McMinnville, you had sent unsolicited emails that were sexually explicit, and others, but let's focus on this one. In that email, subject BEEEB, thinking, you said, quote, I know when I saw you in Kelso, Washington, I knew and I felt I love you, unquote. I'm asking you to explain what made you believe in Kelso that Aaron was receptive to your deciding you loved him. I honestly want to know. I can understand you being attracted to him, but he was not at any time interested. You said, quote, if you are thinking of kidnapping me and holding me for ransom, forget it, unquote. Why would you say something like that? Why would you make a suggestion like that? If you want me to understand your side, I need to know the answer to these things. It seems like this is some fantasy you have thought up in your head, as you mentioned in several emails, and there was nothing said or done that should have made you think this. Then you said to Aaron, quote, I empathize with you when you go to bed. There is not anyone you can make love to, unquote. I would like to know why you assumed he had no one to make love to, but more importantly, why you would assume he would want an email like this from you. Or from anyone. Unless he was writing you similar emails. Was he? No. By this time, to my knowledge, you had only minimal contact with him in Kelso, a few paragraphs exchanged in Kelso, if that. There wasn't any one-on-one contact. There was not anything that should have made you think Aaron was wanting you for anything more than a fan of the band. Then you tell him if all he wants is someone to fuck, then forget it. He had absolutely no desire to fuck you. If there is any evidence to the contrary, please share it with me. But I am 100% positive Aaron is loyal to his wife and does not fuck around with other women. And I've known him a very long time, very well. Then this comes, quote, all in caps, I have a great idea. You are tied to a chair, bolted to the floor, unquote. You know what you said next. I don't need to repeat it. This email honestly scared Aaron, and he didn't know how to deal with it, as he had never indicated to you anything of the sort was even a thought. He shared it with me, and actually all of us, because he had no idea what he should do with it. We discussed what to do, and he then asked me if I would contact you on his behalf. He did not want to because this email was very much inappropriate, and he didn't want to contact you or in any way lead you on. He was not trying to lead you on, ever. If you have proof otherwise, please show me. He and the band decided I should just talk to you and explain that Aaron is married and happy and not looking for anyone or anything else. Yes, he could have told you he was married himself, but he just didn't want to risk you assuming he wanted to engage in anything, as you had already made some pretty big assumptions, thinking Aaron was interested in you. I am not sure why you thought Aaron could be your soulmate. He nicely listened to you talk to him in Kelso. He hardly said anything. He didn't invite you to McMinnville as a date. He just said you should go to that event, as he said that to everyone in the audience, whatever. That's part of business. But then in McMinnville, he said about 4 sentences to you total. I know because I saw it. I would estimate that's it. 4 sentences, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it actually was.
I don't know if it was sentences either. Just kind of like,
Yeah, there was a lot of. That's the thing is that there was. Once again, we've talked about that. She would come up and kind of ramble and mumble and giggle and run away, and then stop and turn around. That was like a typical thing. And yeah, Aaron probably at times was like.
There was the little exchange about somebody taking her home.
Right. That was. I mean, we were all there for that.
Right. It wasn't a one-on-one, but I mean, Aaron said something.
Yeah, and there was definitely not. It was definitely. He was like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
You know.
I have to say that I disagree with you. Aaron and CJ are caring men. I know them pretty well. In fact, they are 2 of my dearest friends, and they're extremely loving and caring people. I'm not sure what CJ did to you, other than saying they wouldn't do the dance contest with you. I'm really confused about all of this because Aaron and CJ hardly spoke to you, other than the normal amount they do to any other fan. I'm still willing to hear. Actually, they probably spoke to Kris less than any other fan. I'm still willing to hear what you have to say about it. I do want to hear your side, but I need specifics. So she keeps telling me she's going to answer all these questions and answer my emails, and she never does it. She just keeps saying that she's answering, and then she never gives any answers.
Yeah, there are times she also says vague, like he knows what he did, and things that.
You say Aaron and CJ are verbally attacking you. What have they said specifically? To whom were they saying these things? I don't think they've said anything. Just so you know, Aaron didn't use the words sexual harassment either. That was actually something I said after asking one of my friends for advice. I used no names and didn't even tell her very much. I just asked what they would do in a similar situation. I didn't even mention the Wicked Tinkers, and I know a lot of bands, so this friend knows nothing, but I did get their advice. So that's where it came from, not from Aaron. You also say in this email that Aaron is a liar. What did he lie about, specifically? If it is about seeing if he could find you a copy of Rant lying around somewhere, if he did intend to, things changed with the specific email you sent. He and we decided it was best if he had no interaction with you. But please give me a list of what Aaron actually lied to you about. You called me a liar too, and I wasn't lying, so again, I need specifics. You said you wouldn't be silent anymore, so give me the facts. No more accusation against Aaron and CJ with no information to back it up. I am willing to listen to your side, but you need to explain. What did Aaron promise you or say to you specifically that made you think he was interested? What did he say in the 10 or so sentences that he maybe said to you in Kelso and McMinnville that caused all of this? I mean actual words he said to you, not a look between you, or Aaron making a thumbs up gesture that you've somehow misconstrued. I really want the facts from the beginning. You say I don't know everything, so please tell me. I'll wait for your reply. Please know that none of the Wicked Tinkers have anything against you. None of them have spoken badly of you to me or anyone else, and there is truly no reason that I can see for all of the negativity and accusation. There are witnesses to the fact that Aaron barely spoke to you in Kelso. I was there in McMinnville and I saw his interactions with you. If you have evidence that he answered any of your emails or letters or anything else, please show it to me so we can resolve whatever the problem is. Sorry this is so long, Maggie. So clearly I was to the point where I was going to start demanding that she answer questions.
No. And as we said, we recently found out, we thought originally that he had a couple of email exchanges about the dance contest, but it turned out he hadn't. No. So there's even less than we thought initially. You know, there was no email exchanges. There was later, but I wouldn't call them positive in any way.
No.
And those weren't even exchanges. That was just. We'll get into that when it comes around.
All right. So November 18th from Kris.
Maggie, I need for you to send me a copy of the email you sent me on November 13th that has to do with you finding out from Aaron. I sent recent letters to him, and he put in a complaint in against me, and I had to comply by the same date, or you will take action. I need to work on my response to that one, as I have mentioned in recent emails to you two. I want to reply to that one too. I am working on the one you sent me yesterday. I need to get this done ASAP. This is getting out of hand. No thanks to Aaron and CJ, especially Aaron. Thank you.
So there again, she's saying that she's going to answer all these emails that...
Right, and that he put in a complaint against her.
Yeah, to me.
Right.
That's how she refers to it. Aaron put in a complaint to me against her.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Well, that she has to comply.
Well, that was from the cease and desist. Yeah, it said that if she didn't comply by a certain date, she had a certain date that if she was still contacting him by that date, that we would take further action, which we didn't yet.
No,
we didn't yet. All right, now here's another doozy from me to Kris. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened, but obviously on this day, I just wasn't having it anymore. Kris, I have explained everything to you. There should be no more confusion. Do not contact Aaron in any way. This is not a threat. He does not want anything from you. He never wanted anything. As I told you in my very first email, he is happily married and isn't interested. You refused to believe that. Look, if he was interested, he would be responding to you himself. Which seems so obvious.
Yeah.
You said in a previous email, quote, Aaron and I were good friends. I want to tell you something, and I hope you take my advice. Do not come between Aaron and I again. I will never come between you and your husband Tiki. I know Aaron wants me back into life, which I think she meant to say back into his life. No, you weren't good friends. There is nothing to come between. There never was, as you were never part of Aaron's life. There's not too much to understand, but I will explain again, and I would like an explanation as to why you have said these things. Number 1, there are no more copies of Rant, period. They have been sold out for a long time on the website, and it shows the sold out status on the website. It has nothing to do with you. Aaron is not just, quote, playing head games, unquote. The CD is out of print. Number 2, Aaron never had any desire for you. He's just a nice person that connects with everyone because that is part of his job. He doesn't love you. He never wanted anything. You claim still that he will, quote, do anything to get you into his life. Not true at all. 3, there was no, quote, kidnapping plot, unquote. That was just absurd. 4, I am the manager of Wicked Tinkers. I wrote the majority of their Wikipedia page myself. My Wikipedia username is Ophelia7105. You can check it out for yourself. Number 5, Aaron is happily married. If you just looked at the Hammered CD page, you could see the song Aaron and Lisa on the CD and an explanation of it as well. So stop interfering and being disrespectful of his life and his relationship. 6, the Wicked Tinkers were never following you, never had anyone driving around your street spying on you, never taking photos of you. They weren't leaving tires and dog food and other shit at the side of your road. They were in Moab, Utah, as you can see on the calendar that is still on the website during that time. But you made those accusations and you said I was in on it too. All of that is bullshit. 7, the only thing that happened was you, a fan, started communicating with Aaron and obsessing over him and blaming all of us for things we never did. 8, we didn't ruin your birthday. Nobody was ever coming to see you on your birthday or any other time, so I have no idea what this was all about. 9, the sexual harassment thing was a big deal, and because of that and your accusations about the band gang-raping you, really? They don't want to communicate with you at all. Yeah, we might have discussed it in an email, but it's still a big part of the problem. Strapping Aaron to a chair and all of that? Yes, he showed it to me because it is inappropriate and he didn't know what to do. And actually, he showed it to all of us. 10, how do we trust you not to make up accusations and think everything has something to do with Aaron playing head games with you? Don't you think if we had any copies of Rant, we would be selling them? And removing his address from the website was all about you? No, it's something the band decided was just a good idea because it's his personal residence. More the fact that it's his family's personal residence. He does have an office there, but it's still his personal residence. And when people like this start contacting you...
That's the thing. It was never a problem in the past. Suddenly it became a problem, and we realized, who knows who else is out there who's going to get weird. Let's put everything now through one thing, which is Maggie. We're like, everything will go to her. She can, if someone needs our addresses, she can give it out. And that's the thing, is that was the decision. Yeah, it was based somewhat on risk.
Well, but when she says it's all about her, she means that it was a personal coded message, like a secret message to her, that he took his address off the website, which meant something in this fictitious back and forth conversation that is only happening in her own head. 11, you wanted to see things that weren't there. There is nothing more than a fan relationship here. Is there something else you don't understand? The problem here is I've explained much of this to you already, and you choose to believe there is something else going on when there is nothing happening other than Aaron being harassed by you. I asked you nicely not to send anything to Aaron, you did anyway, and continue to do so even after the cease and desist we sent before. I honestly don't know what else to say after the phone message of you saying, "You hear that? It's brother. Thanks a lot for what you did. Bye." Which is honestly nothing but a harassing phone call. I don't know what we're supposed to think. So what exactly did we do to you? Absolutely nothing. The Wicked Tinkers took a photo with you like they do with thousands of people. Aaron probably politely said some kind things because that's what he does. Like I said, it's part of his job. You made the rest of it up yourself. I won't listen to any more accusations and rude remarks. You have been horribly rude many times, and you can't just give me, quote, "Oh, sorry I was so rude," apologies and expect me to accept it. You will have to show me you are really sorry. How? By not contacting Aaron or CJ or Tiki or Turk in any way and only send messages to me. If you respect the band and the members of the band, you will not contact them, and by not making any more accusations about the band or me. If you are interested in doing that, okay, I will give you one last chance, but really, this is it. I await your reply, Maggie. So there you can see 2 really long ones from me in one day that weren't not necessarily polite, but I feel like these things needed to be said. It was a little bit rude in some spots.
Well, we kind of thought, okay, it's time to take the gloves off, as it were, and just be like, you know what? We're done with you. Knock it off.
Yeah.
Not funny, not cute, not, that. And that's the thing, is that she really doesn't and continues to not understand that describing her fantasies of us taking her into the woods and gang-arring her are not, one, not sexy. I mean, if she was trying to be somehow like alluring or something, it's
right.
It's just, I mean, I don't know. That's just weird and inappropriate.
It was definitely a weird.
It made us uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We were like, why would she think that?
Yeah.
And she doesn't seem to understand she doesn't seem to understand what she's doing.
Right.
And it's, I think there is even somewhere she was just like, I was joking, I was being playful, or I was flirting. And that's what I mean is, that is not flirtatious.
No, it is not. So November 18th, again, here's one from me to Kris. This one's a lot shorter. Below attached is the email I sent on November 13th. Now, she was just talking about that. The only thing she wanted me to send was a cease and desist letter. I'm not sure why she doesn't understand that she can go back and look at old emails and email, but so here's what I said. Below attached is the email I sent on November 13th. How is Aaron responsible for this getting out of hand? Nothing is new here. He had shared with me that email you wrote him I was extracting from the day you sent it. There's nothing new going on. I'm just asking for clarification. Just explain to me why you have this idea that Aaron was interested in you at all. Until you can explain that to me, I wish you would stop blaming Aaron and CJ. I should remind you, it was you who wrote that email, unsolicited, and you continued to send emails and letter after being told not to do so. So please explain. You don't have to go over every detail of what I said in my emails to you. Just explain to me what Aaron said to you that led you to have this idea that he wanted anything from you other than just being a normal fan of the band. You say he's at fault, so tell me how, Maggie. Obviously, I'm clearly perplexed about why this is happening. What does she think actually happened here? Because I keep thinking there must be something. There must be some little thing that happened, we didn't notice, or that, was misconstrued. But we kind of just discover that there isn't.
Well, actually, we find out there's a whole lot of things that happened in her head.
Right, but not anything that actually happened.
There's things that, yeah, that it's a...
Yeah. So now here comes Chris's banger of a reply to some of that stuff on the 20th. So 2 days later.
Maggie, this is going to be a very long email because I am compiling everything into one email so it is easier for you to read and hopefully absorb and remember what I am about to say to you. I do greatly your patience. While reading this, I spent so much of my valuable time on this. I see that Aaron wants nothing from me. So be it. The Wicked Tinkers have lost me as their fan for good. I spent so many hours trying to get this email done for you. You have no damn clue on how to look at both sides of a situation. It took me to ask you to look at my side of the situation. As an example, when you look at a coin, there are two sides. In this case, Aaron's side, who you automatically took Aaron's word as the God honest truth. Again, it took me to ask for you to listen to my side.
So I didn't need to ask Aaron what happened because
we knew.
We kind of were all there when all of these things were happening and discussed.
Well, the thing is, we were discussing all of this as the band. We would, I mean, because we're like, wow, Aaron would be like, I got another email, and you know, we did discuss it, and we're like, what should we do? Should we do? I mean, and it was like, well, let's just ignore her. Let's leave it alone. Maggie can just send her a message saying, knock it off. But there was no Aaron. She makes it sound like Aaron is, well, actually, you know, but no, nothing. There was nothing.
No.
Where I am at, there are way too many loopholes in this situation. I am going to address the situation concerning Aaron. I feel the best way to explain this whole thing is by doing a comparison from when I first met Aaron and other members of Wicked Tinkers in Enumclaw, Washington, where they performed on stage at the Highland Games there, up until the last time I saw Aaron and CJ and Tiki at the McMinnville, Oregon on October 1st this year. I know the Wicked Tinkers have so many fans all across the world. I read that Aaron visited Scotland, so he has fans there too. I did go to the Highland Games in Enumclaw this year, and I did see Brother. As I think back to years ago when Wicked Tinkers, there's one thing I noticed with Wicked Tinkers. Both bands did not ever say anything personal about them.
So again, she's talking about them, you know, saying where they're from. And I happen to know because, you know, I saw a lot of shows over the years. And when CJ first joined the band, she's talking about the year CJ joined the band, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that at a lot of the shows, there was a story about how CJ joined the band, which does say personal information about where CJ lives for sure.
Yeah.
And that was just something that would have happened. Probably, I'm assuming, I wasn't there. I wasn't at that
that
show.
Story,
but,
we still tell that story.
Yeah.
When I saw Wicked Tinkers years ago, Aaron never ever said where he lived. That is personal information. I did ask Aaron while he was at the area where they had merchandise where he lived, and this is the very first I heard that. No band, including Brother, who was at the McMinnville, Oregon on October 1st. They never said anything about where they lived. Years ago, no band member, Wicked Tinkers, ever said anything personal on stage. No band back then ever said where they lived. Before I go any further, just below I made a copy of your email to me back in October of this year. Read what it says. Lastly, Aaron lives in Southern California. He is not wealthy. Now, I have a big question for you. Why would you say this if Aaron was a happily married man?
So I do not know what that has to do with Aaron being a happily married man at all. Why would I say that he's from Southern California? And I think what I said in my email was he's not rich and famous. She keeps saying that I said he's not.
Right, because she thought he was going to fly up and buy her a plane ticket to go on tour with us.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, it was one of those, I think it was like sort of such a shocking bit of like, why that it was like, why he can't afford to do that. Why would he do that? You know, we didn't, I don't think it was meant to be let's discuss his financial situation.
It's me saying to her, Why would I say to her that he's from Southern California and give her that personal information if he was married?
Right.
Why would anyone do that? It just doesn't make sense to her in her brain for some reason.
Did you think for 1 second I would not have this? No, Happo, I am not going to play F games with you, so stop. Here's the rest of it down below. There is something else. You say Aaron would not travel that distance for me since I live in Washington. I did travel 5 hours to go see the Wicked Tinkers in McMinnville, Oregon on Oct 1. That means Aaron could travel 5 hours to see me if he chose to. I just looked up the distance between Los Angeles to McMinnville, Oregon is 14 hours, so that means Aaron traveled a large distance to go see his fans, but I am no longer a fan due to you taking Aaron's side, as I mentioned above. As shown above in your email above, you are taking Aaron's word. No consideration of looking into the fact or ask me any question. This was copied from your email back in August of this year. You admitted to me this first part.
She's no longer a fan of the band because I said something that just doesn't make any sense.
Stop playing games with me. The part below is copied from above. After your extremely inappropriate sexual comments to Aaron, he definitely doesn't want or need to respond to you. Sexual harassment charges, again, we went through this one before in OC of this year. If I did any harm to Aaron or CJ, why didn't you do something about IT before? As you did threaten me in October of this year, but instead you say we can work on it.
So she's saying, why didn't you do something? If it was sexual harassment, why didn't you do something about it the first time that you got this information? And I attempted to be nice about it, but I was trying to do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she thinks what should have happened is Aaron should have told her personally that there was a problem.
Yeah.
No, we cannot this time because you, Maggie, and Aaron have caused this to get out of hand and totally out of control. And I blame you, Maggie, for to keep Aaron and CJ's side. Let me tell you, Aaron has lost me because of you. I hate you, Maggie, and I always will because you destroyed everything I loved about the Wicked Tinkers. So keep on reading because I am not done yet. And I hope like hell you do not forget to accept the truth. Again, Aaron had every chance and opportunity prior to Kelso, well, all the way to now, by saying he is married. Aaron and CJ could have said something by email me or tell me face to face in Kelso, and also in McMinnville, Oregon. You were there. Don't tell me anything. You know Aaron arranged for me to dance in front of an audience, as you very well know. Or did you close your eyes? I gave you, though you closed your mind and your ears. Aaron was on stage and told everyone he lived in California.
So there's that thing again about how he invited her to dance in front of an audience and created this scenario where she's part of the Wicked Tinkers because she's dancing in front of the audience with the band playing. And I can understand that sometimes, I mean, I've been to, there's definitely sort of a one-on-one feeling that you get sometimes when you're watching a band. You know, you feel like you're part of something, you know, you feel like you're part of what's going on.
Well, yeah, we strive to include the audience.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll talk to people. We invite people. We do invite people today. We're like, hey, get up and dance, and once again, had this been any other thing where someone said, hey, is it okay if I dance during your show? We said, great, yeah, come up front of the stage and dance, But doesn't seem unreasonable to me, because that's just, we were all having a good time. It's like we often say we're having a party and we're just sort of inviting everyone to join with us. But thinking that it's anything more than we're just inviting people to share in the time that we're doing right there is presumptuous.
He also said how many people were going to be in McMinnville, Oregon the next day, Sunday. He said he lived in California and Kelso, WA, and again in McMinnville, Oregon. Then you said it in your email in October. You ignored my response in October of this year. Again, why would Aaron, who you claim he is a married man, make arrangement to have me dance in front of an audience there? Yes, Aaron did invite me to see them. Or should I say, Aaron did. I will not share any of my emails I sent to Aaron. You rudely told me in your recent email it is none of my business why Aaron to his is Nemea and address off the website. Then there is a very good reason why I asked you that, but I will not mention why, because it is none of your damn business.
So there's a childish dig that she takes at me because I said to her that something was none of her business. And so she's now trying to throw it back in my face, failing miserably. But she does a lot of that those very childish things.
Question, why does all come up after? I contacted you in October because this whole mess started. You totally disrespected my response in October of this year. Do not play games with me because we have gone through this crap with Aaron and me dancing there in McMinnville, Oregon. A single man would do something so special for me. Aaron was never like this years ago, though there is a reason for all this now. I copied this below again. Lastly, Aaron lives in Southern California. He is not rich and famous. I blame you for leading me on, and again, a happily marred man would not say this. Get someone to say it. Again, you have come between Aaron and I. I do not care how long you have known Aaron or CJ, but I do know for a fact Aaron never said anything on stage about something so personal aimed on stage until I saw Wicked Tinker in Kelso on September 11. And another fact, Tiki King was right there on stage and heard it. This is when Aaron shifted his professional side to personal side, directed at me, because I am the one who contacted, and you already know the rest. There is something else that happened to make me feel he wants me in his life. He stepped off the stage as he played the bagpipes, and he headed straight over to where I was standing, and there was an empty chair behind me, and guess what? Aaron sat down right behind me, and I sat on his knee while playing the bagpipes. That man can move his fingers, so there is no excuse for Aaron to keep his marital status from me. If was doing anything enough for if Aaron was a happily married, Aaron would have said, and he has never done that, as he played the bagpipes and I sat on his knee. There is something I was in a lot of pain with my arm, and you know all about, but I still wanted to go see the Wicked Tinkers since I have not seen them in so many years. Another thing that caught me off guard is he or CJ mentioned that Aaron was 50 years old, and at that time, I was 57, now 58. I am mature enough to see Aaron is serious to get me into his life. Aaron and CJ knew I wanted to dance to the Wicked Tinkers. Aaron, you again claim Aaron is a happily married man this time, and you had me look. Okay, I do have the new website up, and I do see the Rant CD can be downloaded in digital form for a small price. I also have the old one. I have so many things on file, as well as hard copies, so I can always refer back to them. Now I am going to address your email to me that you first sent to me on November 13th. And since I lost my copy, you sent me another one yesterday on November 18th. I am now going to respond the stupid, obscured way, out of line, false, fabricated accusations, lies conjured up by Aaron. At the very top of your numbered list of very shocking, fabricated, of uncalled for accusations conjured up by Aaron's twisted and warped so-called brain is the part where you say, and I partly quote, first of all, you never asked me if I did in fact do any of these things. You ask why. That tells me you are on Aaron's side. I'm going to go down the numbered I list and quote them in some cases. Once you read this entire email hit, on file, you are the booking agent for Wicked Tinkers. I really don't know if you are the manager, but I do have a list of the musicians of Wicked Tinkers. I have the hard copy here as well as filed. I quote, Aaron Shaw, bagpipe and music director, manager. This was on the site a while back. Question, who are you really?
Who am I really?
It's interesting that she has hard copy files of all of this.
Of old pages
of old pages
the website, which means that she was already obsessing in some way.
The Aaron I knew would treat me a lot better, but closed door, he a totally different that I created by looking on the website. Now both Aaron and CJ are damn assholes. They need to get their heads out of their assholes and stop playing games with me. Do not take their side. This is final, and once you read this, I do not want to contact me for a reason, or I will take action against you. No, not against Aaron. CJ and Tiki is your husband, and I have no problems with him. If you truly value your friendship with Aaron and CJ, as you say, you have known them for quite a few years, you will not contact or ever speak to me again. In this email, you will read my explanation of why I feel so strongly towards taking actions against you, but it is up to you what I do next. You say, how can you trust me to not contact Aaron again? Well, that is now being put on you. Or Maggie, how can I trust you to never to contact or speak to me again? There are plenty of topics I need to point out to you, but first, now let's talk about your actions toward me. I am scared of Aaron and CJ now because I don't know what they are capable of doing. They know where I live, and I don't feel safe. I will never, ever contact Aaron again. I know there's something that is not right. This all started after seeing the Wicked Tinkers in McMinnville, Oregon on October 1st. Now I am going to tell you everything from the very beginning, and I am telling you the truth. And now I am going to tell you again. I have already told my email in October of this year, in my email with your claims of Aaron being happy-eyed. I'm going to share something with you, and do not tell Aaron or CJ this, but I feel a strong urge. This is crazy and weird. I keep seeing this image in my head. It's like, okay, I have that picture off the website. I have next to me now, and I think Tiki, Aaron, and CJ are sitting at some pub you would know where. This picture gives me creep, but it is like Aaron's show is in the middle. Looks like the character I created. It is Aaron's twin evil brother, Axel, Ax, as he is known as. I cannot believe you took Aaron and CJ's side in this.
Ax.
As he is known as.
Yeah. Aaron's evil twin brother. Doesn't exist by now.
So pissed off with Aaron and CJ, maybe Aaron, and you don't help, not one bit. I keep seeing then in an club, why now not in the past? You have no idea how this affects me down deep inside me. Aaron took something so special away from me with your help. I am now an ex-fan of the Wicked Tinkers. You the one that did this. I blame you, Maggie. I'm going to go through your numbered list that shows your action. Tells me you never considered how I felt, especially when you listened to Aaron. I do not trust you one bit. This is it. Now let's talk about your actions. I quote you saying I was going to help you with that CD, meaning the Rant CD. Then you say the further down in your email, I quote, Rant has been sold out of the website since March 22. You say you were going to help me with the CD, meaning the Rant CD. Then you say it's sold out since March 22. Question. How can you say in one sentence you were going to help me to get the Rant CD, then in the next sentence you say it is sold out and it is not available since March 22? That sounds like totally opposite of each other and rather odd. With all due respect, that sounds childish. I just listened to the Radar Love you sent. It is nice music, and they did that well. I didn't get the Farewell to Nova Scotia as I requested. I did go online and found on YouTube, but it was a digital and there was music. I need to address something that is going on here. And this is the truth. I do need to get the law involved here. All of this took place after coming from McMinnville, Oregon. My place is bugged, and that is an invasion of privacy. Before I get into all of the detail of all the Aaron's responsible for all this getting out of hand, I would like to point something out to, and I strongly advise you think before. And yes, we did discuss by email in October with your claims of Aaron being happily married and sent you my reply. Bijou, you never sent me another email to dispute it. I will go further into every detail from the very beginning until now. This also includes how Aaron is responsible for this major headache I need to you about something very important. I did get your email yesterday of the one I lost, the one you sent me on November 13th. I had to mail a hard copy. I will answer all of your questions. But first I'm looking at the exaggerated, totally out of line, the exact reason I feel I'm being verbally attacked by Aaron. I am getting the law involved in this due to I feel my place is bugged, and there are so many things that has made me very suspicious. after coming back from McMinnville, Oregon, because when I am done, I am walking away as a fan of the Wicked Tinkers, especially Aaron and CJ, especially Aaron.
So one of the things that occurs in Erotomania oftentimes is the person, the stalker, starts believing that the person that is the object of their affection is actually stalking them. It's like switches around.
Yeah, very typical.
So here's evidence of that where she's saying, we've seen a little bit of it here and there, but now she's outright saying, my place is bugged.
As they have treated me so unfairly. This may sound crazy, but it is true. Thank you for letting me know. Tiki has updated the site, and I do need to update that ASAP. I will get that updated, by the way. I do have a copy of several things from the old site in a secured file. I also do have a hard copy of several items from the old site, including the schedule, all the places the Wicked Tinkers traveled throughout to 2022. You do a great job with booking all of the Wicked. Right next to me from the old site. Just to let you know, and this is the truth, because I have no reason to lie to you, because you deserve that. I am going to explain everything with answers to your question and the crazy, wild, out of line, absurd accusation that Aaron put against me. For that, I will also answer all of your questions to the best of my ability, and I have some questions for you as well, and I would like some truthful answers from you. I do have the right to do so. The way I see things here, Aaron, is wonderful, kind, caring, and does a great job treating his fans fairly when he is at the event you book for the Wicked Tinkers. You do a wonderful job with the Wikipedia site. I'm very impressed with all you do, for I'm not going to make any accusations, assumptions, or be disrespectful toward you, Maggie.
Really? Because if you just listen to the whole rest of that email, I think she is being disrespectful and accusing me of quite a few things here.
But with all due respect, I feel you are part of the problem. Respect. Don't get upset when I say that. This is what I have read, and in both your emails from October and the email you sent to me. I'm going to explain everything with all of your questions and the crazy, wild, out of line, absurd accusation that Aaron put against me. I have done some real embarrassing things on my end, so that is certainly my doing, and I am to blame for that. I will also answer all of your questions to the best of my ability.
No, she won't.
But also
She will not answer the questions. What?
of just an interesting example of, I was like, what? Oh, yeah. Is she the repetitive nature where she literally will say something, a few sentences, and then say the exact same thing again.
Yeah.
And then a few sentences, and then the same thing again.
Yeah.
And it was sometimes hard to edit a lot of this, because we'd be like, no, I already heard that. Oh, wait, no. Did we hear that part?
And I have some questions for you as well, and I would like some truthful answers from you. I do have the right to do so. And in your email to me yesterday, as you have graciously sent to me yesterday from November 13th this year, and I'm certainly confused, so it certainly would help me to understand from your point of view, because it doesn't make any sense at all. I couldn't reply to your data. A hard copy of what you sent to me yesterday, and I have it right next to me. I do appreciate email. I also have it on file. I'm going to tell you everything and get this thing straightened out once and for all.
And really, so I'm not sure where she's going to tell me and get this straightened out all once and for all. She's going to tell me all of the answers to my questions. I still do not have all of the answers to my questions.
There's more questions than answers.
Right.
This is pretty typical. Once again, they're in one email is the roller coaster. I hate you. I no, I don't hate you. Oh, I trust you. I don't trust you.
I have respect for you.
Yeah.
I can't trust you at all.
And it only gets weirder.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and tune in next week for episode 10.